Hi, my name's Sara Copeland. I'm a mum of 2 kids, Noah who's 9 and Sophia who's 6, and I also am a wife to Peter Copeland. I'm head of HR for a finance company and I work full time at that, and in Destiny Church alongside my husband Pete I am also one of the deacons. So I've got quite a lot on, lots of plates to spin, but one thing I like to do in my spare time is run. So I guess the first question to start with is why bother? Why bother running? It's cold, it's rainy, you can just sit on the sofa, why bother? Well, firstly, it's obviously good for your physical health. It's good for your heart, your lungs, burning fat, but also it's also good for your mental health, I find. It's good to clear your head after a busy day, or if you're not feeling great, it's good just to get out there and run. And actually there's something that happens chemically in your body when you do that. Your brain releases endorphins. Those are the chemicals that make you feel happy. And I find that when you come back for a run, you always feel much better than before you went out for that. It's also good mentally because it can help you problem solve, it can help you be more creative, it can just help you process things. So I would really say it helps me, both my physical and my mental health. It's also a sense of achievement, so especially if you can't be bothered and you're feeling a bit sluggish and then you go out and you do it and you come back, you do feel good about yourself. It's good to get out in the fresh air as well. It's good to get out in God's creation. You know, I live quite close to the campuses and the canal, and it's good to be able to run there, but also just in the park and just some greenery wherever you are. It's good just to get out and to have some fresh air as well. I tend to find that I have some good time with God when I'm out running. Just that individual time where you can pray, you can think, you can talk to God is just really nice to be able to do that. And I think God's interested in running too. There's a few verses in the Bible that talks about running. It says, "Let us run the race with perseverance. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith." And obviously in that context it's talking about your faith in Jesus Christ and as your Lord and Saviour. But the Bible does make references to running, and it's an analogy that is close to my heart because I often think about that, about completing the race and running with perseverance when I'm out running. So why my running journey? I run currently probably about 3 to 4 times a week, but it wasn't always the case. I only really started running in my 20s. And it was my husband who encouraged me to go out one day with him. And I slowly built up. So at the beginning it was a walk, run, and then slowly over time I did a wee bit more. I did a 5k, 10k, and then a half marathon. And then last year I like to set myself a goal and a challenge. So I set myself a challenge to run a marathon, which is obviously quite a big commitment. But I was inspired because my granddad passed away last year, and in his younger days he was a bit of a runner. He ran a few marathons, and I thought it would be great to do something in his honour and raise a bit of money for charity. So I signed up for the Edinburgh Marathon, and I'm the sort of person that if I do something I'm all in and I'm committed. So I set a training plan and a bit of a structured what I needed to do every week, different mileage and a pace of running. And it was quite a journey, it was quite a commitment, because it overtakes, your sleep, because it's really important that you get enough sleep. You think about food differently, it's more about fuel rather than just eating what you want, so it also impacts what you eat both before you run, during your run and after your run. And it was quite a big commitment both for me and my family, because I was spending quite a lot of time running. So it all was going fine until about 6 weeks before the Edinburgh Marathon, and I got injured. Something happened to my hamstring, I'm not really sure what, but it was sore to run. So that was a big disappointment. I couldn't really believe it had happened. I had pushed to so far, and then that happened. And I was thinking, why did this happen? I was really challenged and disappointed because I got to that point and then I couldn't go any further. But I knew I had to keep going and keep pushing on. So ended up I couldn't do Edinburgh Marathon, incredibly disappointed, but that was life. But I went back to my plan, I went to a physio, I got some support, and just started running slowly when my injury healed. And then signed up for the Amsterdam Marathon. So that was in October 2019, and again I was just running to pursue that goal of finishing that race. And oh, what's this I have here? It's the Amsterdam Marathon medal. So I'm pleased to say that in October 2019 I completed the Amsterdam Marathon, which was a real I suppose bucket list thing to do and a sense of achievement for being able to complete that. I should really just be wearing it at all times to draw attention to the fact that I've run a marathon. So before I go, I just wanted to share some 5 top tips for starting your fitness journey. And these are just 5 things that I've picked up along the way to help me, so maybe it'll help someone out there too. The first thing is just start. Just start where you are. Even if you walk, run, do it. Just get out and just start where you are. The good thing about running is you can run anytime, anywhere. You can literally put on your trainers and go outside. So no excuses. So if you're thinking, shouldn't, do it. Just start. The second point is set a goal. Personally, I think it really helps you keep going. It gives you a bit of focus. It helps you go out when you don't have a reason to. So I would really encourage everyone to have a goal. And the goal could be small. It could be just to run 15 minutes without stopping. It could be to run a couch to 5k. Or if you are a bit of a runner and you have done a little bit of exercise, it could be to increase your duration, or it could be a faster time. It doesn't really matter what the goal is. But set yourself a goal and you'll achieve it, and that gives you a big sense of satisfaction when you set yourself a goal and you do achieve it. For me, the other important thing was to have a bit of a support crew around me, people who can encourage you, people who can cheer you on, and that could be physically, perhaps a wee bit more difficult now during lockdown, but before lockdown I had a group of girls who we ran together regularly in Bishopbriggs, and that was really nice to go alongside other people. When you don't really feel like it, there was someone else going, come on, you'll feel better for it. But it could also be online support. So there's lots of apps out there like Strava or other apps that you can be alongside a running community. And the thing about runners is we're all very supportive. So no matter what your distance, what your fitness, where you're at, there'll be someone who can encourage you. So get someone alongside you, a member of your family, a friend, someone who can say, go on, you can do it. The fourth thing I would say is celebrate progress. So think about how far you've come, from where you started, and treat yourself. It doesn't have to be all serious. Running and fitness isn't meant to be all serious. I run and then I have cake. I run and then I have chips. So treat yourself. Everything in moderation. So it's okay to have that cake if you know you're going to be good in other ways. So treat yourself along the way and recognise your achievements no matter how small they are, but take time to celebrate those. And the last thing I would say on the 5 top tips is don't quit. Some days are hard, some days you don't feel like it, some days you're injured. Keep going. Just keep going. I sometimes trick my mind and I say, I'll only go out for 5 minutes, I'll only run down to the end of the street and then I'll come back. But funnily enough, when you're out and once you get going, you actually don't mind and you keep going. So don't quit. Keep going. Someone once said you never regret a run. You never regret it, but sometimes you regret not doing it. So always keep going. So those are some of the top tips I've shared that have helped me along the way. And I guess I hope today that I've inspired you to get your trainers on. There's no such thing as a bad run, so get going. I'd love to hear how you've got on with your own running, so drop me a message below, and thanks for watching today. Bye!